This is what is happening. You can see. Now I brought in the securities and the Fulanis are running away. Instead, they should stand and answer questions. This is my rice farm, and the Fulani just invaded the farm. This message is going straight to Fulani leaders, Miyete Allah, and to herdsmen. You see, your own means and source of livelihood is rearing cows in a nomadic way. So many people's means of livelihood is farming. How are you now going to spoil another person's means of livelihood just to enable your own means of livelihood? That is not fair. This man now, cattle entered his farm, destroyed his rice. This is not the first video I am seeing of Fulani herdsmen going into people's farm, destroying farms, sometimes intentionally, sometimes unintentionally. Most of the times intentionally. For crying out loud. Look at this man now. Had it been this man now, this just man in Barkin Ladi, decided to take laws into his hands, because now you heard when he said, when he went to call the security, the Fulani guy started running away. Had it been he took laws into his hands and he killed a cow or he called his brothers and they did jungle justice on one of the Fulanis, you're going to hear that Fulani would come to the village in some couple of days and wipe 100 people. Well, you guys are the cause and the genesis of the problem. I'm also advising the federal government to enable, they should actually ban open grazing, because it's putting us in much more problems in this country. Because a Fulani man is typically nomadic. He moves from one place to the other with his cows, and there are nomadic routes that, you know, there used to be nomadic routes in the gazette of the country, but now these nomadic routes are no longer existing. These nomadic routes are now farms. These nomadic routes are now roads and people's houses. So that is a problem, and the federal government has every single right to fix this problem. The Fulani herdsmen are destroying farms in Enugu, destroying farms in Kwara, destroying farms in Nasarawa, destroying farms in Plateau. And I think it's not fair. It's not fair to the farmers. In as much as I know, even the Fulani sometimes, they usually get a lot of injustice too, whereby, you know, they lose their animals, they lose their people. Their cases are also underreported, honestly. But what the Fulani people are doing now, I have a friend that is a Fulani man. Fulani, his fellow Fulani came into his land and destroyed his farm in Sokoto, worth 3 million naira. There's this other guy in Bauchi the other time, the video was trending too, that they entered his rice farm and destroyed everything. I see videos of these Fulani headsmen cutting people's farms, destroying watermelons, cutting. Come on, no. It's not fair. So this video is going straight to anybody that is in a position to fix this problem. Because, wallahi, the more this continues, the more the farmer-herdsman clash would never stop. And it's with this farmer-herdsman clash that other terrorists are taking advantage to go ahead and do whatever it is that they want to do to the people. This needs to stop. The Fulani people need to be called to order so that you cannot continue destroying other people's livelihood. If your cow is your means of livelihood and you don't want anybody to touch it, don't go into people's farm. The farm did not go to the cow went to the farm. So it's easy like that. So please, something should be done so that we can curtail this incessant farmer-herders clash. And I will always say, I was part of the Enugu State Peace and Security Committee. We saw a whole lot of things. Sometimes the farmers are at fault for taking laws into their hands. Most of the times, the herders are at fault. So we have to call a spade a spade. So please, something should be done about it.
Anybody who comes to pretend that he wants to solve the problem of Nigeria and does not, in all honesty, address the Fulani leadership mentality or the Fulani entitlement mentality is not ready to fix the problem of Nigeria. I saw a cleric the other time. He said that Nigeria belongs to them. Nigeria was promised to them, and Nigeria was handed over to them by their father, Uthman Dan Fodio. He said it. He said it loud and clear. And I'm like, oh, so this thing when they talk, not true. Now, we must understand that the Fulanis are not even intending to grab a part of Nigeria. They want all of it. They want all of it. All the chaos we are currently witnessing is a deliberate and anxious, mischievous action towards getting the whole of Nigeria under the control of one tribe, the Fulanis. And until we come to terms that it is time we threw away our petty quarrels, Igbo versus Yoruba, North versus South, and identify the real problem that the Fulanis want to make themselves as a superior being in this country, then we are not prepared to solve this problem yet. For instance, a Fulani man gets to unalive somebody, he is sentenced 15 years, 20 years. An Igbo man commits a lesser offense, he's given life imprisonment. Then there's the case of Sunday Jackson, somebody who fought to defend himself. And as at the time, the only way he can protect himself is by, unaliving the next person. Otherwise, he's given the death sentence. Which means, in this country, if you are not a Fulani man, and you are accosted by a Fulani man, it better just say, here am I, unalive me. You can see, I heard the other man in Kano, one video from Kano saying that out of the 45 local government in Kano state, only 10 is headed by Hausa people, but the rest 35 is headed by Fulanis. And in all the local government in Kano state, there is no local government that the Fulani has a higher population above the Hausas. The Fulanis, for me, I may be wrong, or correct me if I'm wrong, use this religion to bring you together, Hausa Fulani, because the religion knits you together. But in truth, even in the mosque, you are not allowed to be head of the mosque. In your local government, you are not allowed to be head. In your state, you will never become governor. So what's the alliance all about? Brotherhood of superiority complex, or brotherhood of one senior, one junior? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. But you see, if we must solve the problem of this country, we must have a leader that will look the Fulanis in the eye and say, look, we are going to stop this mischief of Fulani, blackmailing the rest of Nigerians to accept their whims. It is either the way they want it or the highway. Well, we must be ready to take the highway with them.
I will explain to you what exactly is really going on, and I will tell you the solution on what we are going to do. See, some people call it farmers herders clashes, and I say it's more complicated than that. And here are my reasons. I will give you 5 good reasons so that you understand what I'm talking about. After a long study to know really what's going on, I discovered that Fulani people are involved in the Plateau, Fulani in Benue State, Fulani in Nasarawa. They didn't just stop in Nigeria. If you go to Central African Republic, just go on Google right now and type the word Le 3R in French. It means the 3R. This militia group, the meaning of their name is réclamation, which is reclamation, réhabilitation, which is to rehabilitate, and réintégration. The 3R. Very deadly militia group in Central African Republic, Bongi, that are wiping out communities. See? So, they are not just fermenting trouble in the plateau state. Okay, you say, they buyed your cattle, that your cattle was rustled. So how about the people in Zamfara? What are they doing to you? How about the people in Kebbi State? The people in Kwara, what have they done to you? Are they rustling your cattle too? The people in Burkina Faso, Fulani people, everywhere you go, in 6 West African countries, Fulani people, everywhere they go is trouble. Ghana, they're in trouble. Benin Republic, they're in trouble. Central African Republic, they're in trouble. Guinea, they're in trouble. Mali, everywhere, 6 different African countries. Fulani people, just one single tribe, but causing all the chaos in the entire West African region. So, yes, if you say we are stereotyping the Fulani, but the reality says otherwise. This is what we are having. We're dealing with a very violent tribe and who take pleasure in wiping out communities. Who offend them, no one knows. In Nigeria particularly, Fulani have enjoyed leadership when it comes to presidency, security. All of them, the governors, they are Fulanis. They can do things for their people. Okay? Now, I was asked to speak about the solution to the problem. And it's, I think, first of all, we have to continue with the kinetic pressure. The government needs to continue arming our military so that they will continue to pressure them and neutralizing them by any means necessary. There shouldn't be any peace deal with any of them. And meanwhile, as that is going on, we also have to make sure that open grazing is banned completely. Banned, both open and night grazing, it must be banned nationwide. The president must be bold to make such pronouncement. The entire nation must comply with such directive. That is one. And then secondly, what we must also do, ban the Almajiri system. We have to make sure we ban the Almajiri system. Why is this important? Is because we currently have 13 million kids on the streets that are abandoned in hunger, in despair by their parents. So first of all, let's set up a law that prohibits parents from having babies that they cannot cater for. Anyone who is caught involved, marrying 4 wives and having 100 or 30s baby or 40s baby and they cannot feed, they should be sanctioned for that. We have to do that. If we don't do it, that means there'll be a size pool of kids abandoned to be recruited by these dangerous guys whose sole mission is to maim. So we have to do something about it. That is it. So 1, we have to make sure open grazing is banned. 2, we ban the Almajiri system. And 3, any sheikhs, imam that is caught preaching violence, they should be sanctioned. They should be sanctioned to pay 1 million naira anytime they use the word kafir or arna to refer to any group of people other than their group. They should be sanctioned for that. And what else? Yes, that's it. And the president must be able to declare a national state of emergency or insecurity. If we don't do that, I don't see us winning this anytime soon. And I will also recommend that the president pay more attention to the last part I just said. It is very important. The kinetic aspect is just like you going around, killing mosquitoes. Mosquitoes if they're disturbing you. You understand? You can just buy them. But if you don't go to the source of where they lay their eggs and where the larvae grow and feed to drain it, then you go buy tire. You continue to buy them. New set to be coming on. So this is why it is important that the Almajiri system is regulated. That means we have to introduce forced education, feeding to these children, and make sure that we control the sources where they're coming from. Who is producing these Almajiris on the street? We have to go to the source of this issue. As whether you like it or not, they are potential recruits. Any sheikhs, any imam who has ulterior motive can just easily use them as tool to achieve whatever he wants to achieve. So we have to take these things very seriously.
I grew up in the village for the past 11 to 12 years with the Fulani men. That time in the village, we've never had issues. Even if their cows enter our farm, they come to meet my grandfather, who is the village head. And dialogue, we finish without crisis. We've never hurt them, they never hurt us. Later did I know, some men with AK-47 and the rest started following cows and the rest. Fulani growing from having stick and cutlass, moving to AK-47 is terrorism.
Now, one person tell me one story. about the Fulani X-Men. This is an elderly person. He tell me say the time when in the village, when you still the village, the farm, they do all this hunting, all those things. Say any Fulani X-man we won't come their village or may want enter their vicinity with the cows. You understand? Him talk say that Fulani X-man will first leave the cow far distance from the village, go come inside the village to meet people there say abeg I wan come with my farm. He talk say they go come inside come meet people wey dey live for that vicinity say where can we put our cows, because most of the time they no dey too stay, so once in a while like that they dey stay, and before they enter come stay for that their village, them go first ask them where can they put their cow that it will not disturb their farm, and them they go choose one place for them. You know, when they came in, they will, they don't see them regularly, most of them. Now, anytime when they come like that, they will first come ask them, say, where can we keep our cow that will be safe for everybody, so that they won't go into anybody's farm and nobody will be killing their cow or disturbing or something like that, so that there won't be violence. So now then go come choose place where we say the Fulani man will put him cows, come push shade for there, they relax, as long as the days when you want to spend for there. And during those days when you go still spend for there, go just carry the cows, then waka around. No be to go far, just waka around. But the farmlands where they around that village, none of them go reach there, because it go become agreement between them. You don't go reach our farm, we go allow you where you stay. Sure, you understand? So after they stay for a while, they go down they enter each other. Even sometimes if the cow the female cow get belle, we don't born, sometimes they give the village the cow, say the calf, say take this calf or the rear with dash now, as now allows me to stay for here, me will just relax for some time. Sometimes they be there 1 month, 2 months. So you understand? Sometimes they even teach them how to common milk from all this cow with the breastfeed. Raw milk, they go stick around and give them, say take milk. They were lovely people. This man explained to me that these people are lovely people. Sometimes na them go kill all this bush meat. Can't give them, say we know they chop all this kind of thing. Now we just kill these bush meat. All those kind of things. Sometimes they go day around them, they go day together. Even these Fulani people, after they don't pack their cow, they go even come enter the village, come play with them for night safe. Everybody go day. Say all of a sudden, and this guy don't deal Lagos for a long time. In context, all of a sudden, in the years, Fulani and in people come the get counter. When he was much younger, all those kinds of things they happen. So even they call village, they ask, some Fulani people just carry cutlass come. Though they hold cutlass normal to protect themselves in case they meet wild animals and all those things. We won't kill their cow, all those kinds of things now. Say that mostly now inside bush they pass, forest, all those places. So they will need something like all those weapons. So the year now say Fulani people and in people they get kanta. If they tell them, they go say Fulani don't come cause wahala, all those kind of things. So when they wonder, say these people when he was much younger, there's no problem like this now. But those elderly Fulani people where they rear cows in those days, they know how to approach people, farmers, people for that village, all those kind of things, they know how to approach them. That's why all this kind of thing is happening.
Hi, welcome back, my people. You see within the Oracle talk for here, she clearly show you, or she clearly convince you now that Nigeria they easy to be conquered because of the way our background and our root dey for this country. You see this thing wey dey happen for Jos and many other states. We most of us know they talk about them. Una know the agenda wey dey behind those things. Na im be the real thing wey Oracle don't talk for here. If you give a listening ear to wetin he talk, you go know say na wetin dey happen really na he dey talk, and we must do wetin we supposed to do now, because we no fit dey for nation wey Fulanis go come dey tell us say they get this country more than us, because na wetin Fulani talk wey Oracle hear when dey talk for here be that. If you carefully, or if you no hear wetin talk for that part, I mean the second one we talk here, you no hear wetin talk, well just go back there, give your ear to what he is there saying, you will notice something there. we notice something, because we are losing our country now to them, to these people called Fulani. We are losing it, but we don't know. We are already losing it to them now, but we don't know. We are not aware of it now. You see, the day we go come realize, see, these people, they really mean to conquer us. That time they don't already surround us finish, and you don't get anything we go fit do then again. So if a government now wan make these people plan no work, you see this grazing of a thing wey still dey open to these people, where they make these people they move around every time or anywhere wey government be talk about am on the 25th of November 2025, before they later cancel am. Now when they don enact that law on that grazing issue, that make the grazing fully stop, na this their conquest and agenda no go work. If not, as long as they still open grazing, e go fit work with them. Na so e be. So e better say we dey talk about this grazing, make the ban am down, for us to just be coming out to make noise now, because once that one don't stop, everything will be easy for us. That just see you hearing this, we know you might have something to let us know. If anything like that, day your own head, make it drop on below. And also, if today is the first time you're coming, make it like, share, subscribe. Thank you.